Tyler, and I'm standing here at Sabin Point in East Providence, Rhode Island. Behind me is the upper part of Narragansett Bay and the Providence River. Here they have lowered 64 reef balls into the bay at a cost of $47,000 to help save scup, black sea bass, and tautog fish.
Hi, my name is Emily Tapala. I'm joined here by some of my fish friends today. I am a marine affairs major, and I'm going to be talking about why we need artificial reefs. Coral reefs and their ecosystems are some of the most productive systems on Earth. Reefs are important because they protect shorelines from flooding, prevent erosion, property damage, and habitat loss. They provide habitats and shelter for many marine organisms, assist in carbon and nitro fixing, and help with nutrient recycling, all while covering less than 1% of Earth's surface. Natural events such as storms, climate change, and human activity can damage and cause strain on these delicate systems. Placing artificial reefs where degraded reefs once were can reduce flooding, while also contribute to the environmental and recreational benefits associated with coral reefs.
These artificial reefs were made by casting concrete. The first step to this process involved making a replica of the desired shape. In this case, the replica is a large, hollow half dome with various size holes drilled through the surface. Next, the mold is made by pouring or dipping the model in a casting medium such as plaster or silicone. These molds can either be single-use or multi-use depending on the medium and geometry of the design. Once the medium has dried, the replica is removed and sprayed with shellac to ensure the concrete does not adhere to the mold. Concrete and silica are then poured into the mold. Once the concrete dries and hardens, the new artificial reef is removed and cleaned.
I just spoke with a local fisherman who did not want to be interviewed. However, we did talk a bit about the reef field and how it is located just behind me. It's denoted by buoys out in the bay, and the reef balls are placed a little bit too close to the land, he says, and it is hindering his ability to fish.
And for the artificial reefs, they are designed to resemble natural oceanic reefs. The goal is not to replace the natural reefs, but to use artificial methods to increase the growth rate in order to restore the natural balance. They are usually designed to be circular with holes carved in order to create a whirlpool effect when water runs through them. This effect pulls in the nutrients to feed the organisms that attach themselves to the reef. The Sabin Point Reef is hoping to be home for many fish. The area is very popular fishing point, but the fish population is lower than expected compared to the surrounding areas. The location was also chosen because it is above the off-limits line for cohogging, and it does not interfere with the transport corridor in the bay.
I sat down with award-winning journalist Alex Kaufner from the Providence Journal to discuss his take on the Sabin Point Reefs.
I think that this project doesn't happen in a vacuum, that it's a reflection of bigger changes in Narragansett Bay, and these are historic changes that we're actually seeing. The bay was used and abused for decades, and the bigger issue, I think, or the biggest issue that it was facing was discharges of raw sewage into the bay. But projects like this, like building an artificial reef in East Providence, would not have been possible without these other changes. We have a long way to go, I think, but there has been progress.
Right behind me is Providence. You can see the windmills that you see when driving on 95 through Providence. So this is really a lively and diverse ecosystem that does need a little bit of rehabilitation. However, these reef balls are really helping to do that.